Hi there. So for this tutorial, we are going to do a black and red ink swirl tutorial. I have this base painted red just because it's so hard to get the red inks to really stand out. They tend to blend with the black a little too much and you don't really get the full effect. So I have 15 mixed up here. So I'm just going to give it a good coating here. So on the last tutorial I did, I experimented with not touching my cup with my bare hands to see if I ended up with any dry spots. And I didn't really think about it during the video because I was talking, it was a live stream. But sure enough, I didn't have a single dry spot that I had to contend with. I had been kind of suspicious that maybe it was caused by oils, like the epoxy repelling from those spots because they had oil on them. That was just the only thing that made sense in my head. And there might be some truth to it because I didn't have a single spot that I had to touch up or dab or pour more stuff on or anything. So just a hint, that might be helpful for others. I have not touched this one with anything except for my glove or a paper towel as well. So we'll see how this one turns out to know if that was just a fluke on the last one or if it's probability of being the right solution. So this is just a little 12 ounce. It's a little, I think it's a new style. I got it from Stainless Steel Depot. It's a Hog brand. It has a twist on flip top lid, which is really cool because for a kid's cup, I think it would be nice to be able to close it entirely when they're not using it. I'm not sure the age of the person that this is for. I do know it's a little boy, but I don't know if he's like old enough to be able to keep his cups from spilling a little easier or not, but I think it'll be a little helpful, especially if you're on the go. I'm going to use a fair amount of this epoxy, not every single bit of it. I don't need quite as much flow as I normally do on my cups. I'm going to drop a couple of the, where's my camera? I have my phone pointed a different direction than usual. I'm going to try a couple of drops of this just to see if it even shows up. It might be completely pointless, but I thought it would be worth just trying. Might give it a little bit more dimension, having more than just the two colors, but still kind of the two-tone at the same time. I'm gonna let that just kind of settle for a second. Got a couple of air bubbles in there. That's okay because whenever we heat this up, it's pretty much gonna pop them. And we are gonna heat this up in just a minute. Make sure you have a mask handy. So I'm just dropping the red. I think that'll kind of dissipate and not really be super visible. Whoopsie. Didn't mean for it to come out so much. I'm gonna go a little heavier handed on the black. Got a few spots that didn't quite get as much spray paint as what I wanted. So this is going to be my way of being able to kind of camouflage that a little bit. And then I'll put his name pretty much on whatever spot needs the most attention. That really took over right there. Good gravy. Let's see if we can break that up just a little bit. Do another drop of red. Sometimes that'll break it up. Not worried about really filling this in with red completely, but since it is kind of noticeably different in color, it's worth kind of breaking it up just a little bit, or adding a little extra to kind of blend it pretty good. All right, so that is all the red I'm gonna do. I might do another drop or two of black. Probably not, because I really don't want it to take over, but we'll see. So I'm gonna grab my mask, throw that on, and then we're gonna heat it up. Anytime you're heating up epoxy, it's always a good idea to wear your mask. So just using a regular old heat gun. I don't want it so runny that it's falling off, but I definitely want it runny enough that I can manipulate and get it to swirl around pretty good. And you don't want too close. I'm about 4 or 5 inches away. You don't want it too close because you can actually end up scorching your epoxy, and then it'll make like weird little ripples in your finish. Which isn't the end of the world unless it's your last coat of epoxy. You do not want that for your last coat of epoxy. Alright, so you can probably see how much that's kind of swirling pretty easily there. I'm going to let that turn for just a minute. I have about 7 of this left over. Probably go ahead and pour some earrings at the end of this. So we're going to take this off. I'm going to turn it off so that whenever I go to put it back on, I don't have to chase it down. But we're going to go up and down, just to get movement so that it's not just straight lines. Wherever you're doing this, make sure you have a protected surface, because it will drip. This is definitely taken over. That dripped a lot more than I was intending it to. There's a random piece of glitter there. I haven't even played with glitter today. So I'm just turning it like this so that it'll kind of collect, and then we're going to move it. It's not really moving. It's kind of cold here today. I'm going to just heat it up a little bit more. There's a little vertical here. Just keep an eye on it, because it will go up and over your rim. That's what some of the drips on here are from, is from the last cup I did. You can kind of manipulate it a little bit. You're kind of at the mercy of what it's going to do, but you're also able to do a little bit of manipulation. I think I'm going to throw a red drop right here again to see if I can't break this up a little bit more. I can't even get this on here when it's not turning. Good grief. I'm just going to do a little drop here, right there. See how it kind of just broke that up a little bit? Makes it not quite so prominent. Yeah. So now we'll heat that up again, let it kind of blend a little bit. I pretty much have all the vertical movement I really wanted. I don't want a ton of vertical. I want it more horizontal stripes for what I'm making this for than vertical movement. So that's probably about all the up and down I'm going to give it. Let's see what it looks like after it's been turning a little while. After you use your heat gun, speaking from experience, don't set it down on anything it can melt. because it'll melt it. Just gonna give that a minute. I was gonna do earrings, but it's not really time for me to take them out of the mold yet. So I'm gonna use a different mold instead. Got this really great Texas mold. I'll do another one of those. I'm in the process of making a couple of gifts for some people. Alright, so I'm just going to move this around just so I can see this awesome mold. It's so pretty. It's really expensive compared to all the other molds I've ever bought. So I'm doing a couple of gifts. Got some customer service reps that really take care of my office. So I'm just making them a little something. So this is a glitter called State Fair. It's sold out right this minute, but hopefully not for too much longer. But it's just so pretty. I can't even count how many pairs of earrings I made out of this. But that's exactly what I just took out of there, because I've got a couple of them. I want to send them all the same gift. So I'm just going to pour this in here. I'll probably have to do a couple of these, a couple layers, to really get it to fill up. But at least for now, I'm not wasting this epoxy. It's hard to know on the ink swirls if you're going to need more or not. Because on a 30-ounce cup that I did just a little bit ago, I used like 25 ounces. And on this one, I used hardly half at all. I'm just going to kind of maneuver that down into those holes right there. It'll settle. And then there's tons of air bubbles. When you mix in this glitter, I feel like I notice it more with chunky than I do fine glitters. It makes a ton of air bubbles. Just filling in that little gap right there. Easy peasy. And now we have nothing left over. And that'll be a great gift. Cheap, easy, and thoughtful. I'll pick a cute little tassel to go with it. And now for the fun part. Because of all those air bubbles I just mentioned, it's bad for the silicone molds to get too hot. And from what I understand, heat guns are harder on them than lighters. So this just, let me see if I can zoom in. It's so cool watching the bubbles just bust. See all those bubbles there? I just kind of see them bursting there, popping. It's so satisfying. Like right here, there's a lot. I can watch these bubbles pop all day long. Yeah. So now we've used up our leftover before it got too hard, which is something I struggle with because I forget to take care of things before they cure too much. And I'm just going to put this back in. So you can kind of see how our swirls are looking here. I don't want the black to take over the world. It's trying to, but it's pretty good. So I'll be putting his name on one side, so that'll kind of take away some of the black. And then we'll be putting his favorite Power Ranger on the opposite side, so that'll kind of tone it down too. So probably do like right there or something. Yeah, so that's it. Super easy, little boyish So many of them are easy to get girly with the glitter and the pretty colors and all of that, but I thought I'd show y'all. It's not a fire swirl. That's the difference, is it doesn't have the browns or the oranges or anything. It's just black and red. So that's what we were going for right there. So we'll let that turn, and in a few hours I'll send the customer a picture of it after it's done moving around. And that'll be that. So if you have any questions, comments, leave me a message on the comments. The epoxy I use is Envirotex Light. I just get it at Michael's with a coupon. You can get it on Amazon too. I actually have a link in the community tabs. I have a link posted where it's a direct link for the different sizes. And that's it. If you have any questions, leave a message. And otherwise, if you enjoy my videos, if you don't mind giving them a thumbs up, it would be most appreciated. Thanks so much. Have a good one.